To Mark Polar, just driving together. Ben's driving has actually matured during the course of this year. The Mako sometimes has been a bit of a handful to drive, but Ben's mastering the car and he's back up to the front of the grid. He's 6 points behind Ryan Simpson coming into this race, but he's way ahead of Ryan after Ryan's misfortunes earlier in the day, so I think we're going to have a real showdown with the point score by the end of this race.
Yes, we might just touch on that. Ryan Simpson was due to come off pole for race 2, but the wheel fell off on the warm-up lap. He came as it was forced to come from the back in this one. That is really going to shake up the point score at the end of this one. Porter driving a car that he actually doesn't own. It's owned by Joe Zarantinello, and it's basically a Mako factory car, so it's got a lot of support from Frank Kleining in the engine and setup department, and it certainly is showing. It's a quick race car.
You can really see the back of that car bouncing around over those bumps. I know I'd be looking at a few things, but it really does help bring Ben's driving ability right up to the front.
Yeah, it just shows how well he is doing. The car does seem to be sliding around a little bit in the rear end, but he's right on Pierce's tail now. Just look back and forth. It's Zain Al Sayed. He's doing a fantastic job. Will Porter get the toe here? Pulls out. Does the car have enough straight line speed to go down the inside? It doesn't appear so from here, and he may decide to drop it back in behind, which he does, and they seem also to be closing the gap to Mark McHenry, who leads this one still.
Yeah, Mark's lead is progressively disappearing corner by corner, and I wonder if Ben deliberately actually pulled out of that toe. He's probably counting the laps down, and that's what you have to do if you want to win in Formula V. But I must give great credit to Zain Al Sayed, as we see momentarily a few of the 1200 cars come through. Of course, the 1200 pack's being led by Mitch Abrahall, who's got a clear lead in the point score and probably take out the championship.
And with 41 cars entered for this race and a phenomenal amount for the 40th anniversary race, there's even talk for next season of splitting the 1200s and 1600 racing up, and even putting some of the slower 1600s back with the 1200s. As a move down the inside, looked like it was made to stick though, unfortunately, but the 1200s, as you said, Mitch Abrahall has that championship pretty much wrapped up.
Right, we've got Adam Curtis in the red and white Pet Barn Elford NG. He's got Dean O'Neill in the green Jacer right on his tail. Now there's Grandpa Lyle Moyes in the blue Jacer, who has lost a couple of spots just through those two corners coming up onto the bridge.
You gave Zain Al Sayed a wrap before rain. He certainly is now back in contention with this one. He's closed the gap. He sits in a very close fourth place at the moment.
Right, we can see there a great shot of the red Mako 3 driven by Blake Simpson. He's just debuted his modifications to the bodywork on the track. I think he probably has to take a closer look at a few of the details on that bodywork. But there's Ryan Simpson in the red Jacer with the blue stripe, making his way back through to the field. Yeah, the championship points leader, and Ryan, as we said, with a lot of work to do. He's coming from the back of the field for this one, and he came into this championship leading. If he doesn't finish further up the order, he may have to hand that points lead over to Porter as he goes to the outside. Simpson tries to find a way around, just can't do it there. Right, he's right behind Jason Williamson in the Roby Flooring Mako 3. That's the third of the Mako 3s on the track, and we've got Lee McGarvey leading the pack in the Jacer at the moment, with Tom Ballard, who's doing really well to be up in about 8th place there in another one of the Jacers. So Simpson off the bridge now. He really needs to desperately get through this traffic. You can see he seems to have a fair bit of speed. He's using a lot of the racetrack, slides the car around as now Ian Shivers joins into this. We now have 5 cars within around about 50 metres of each other, battling out for the race lead, and Ian Shivers closes in on Zain Al Sayed. He seems to get a nicer run up onto the main straight. They're carrying a little bit of speed. I know Formula V 1600s really have an issue with wheel spin at that point, as we now see Simpson down the inside. Right, he's got past Jason Williamson. Jason was using quite a bit of the track. I think he might have been looking in his mirrors a bit too much through some of those corners. Well, as generally is the case with Formula V, wherever you look in the field, there's a big dice, and Pierce now is very, very close to our race leader, McHenry. He's put about 5 different torsion bars in the back of this thing, and he believes he's now finally got it right, as we see Ian Shivers closing in on Zain Al Sayed, trying to find a way by, and Zain Al Sayed is trying to find a way past Porter. Right, I've just noticed Gary Chola was right on the tail of Chivo.
He's touched him.
Chivo, what have you done?
He's given Zain a nudge, and Zain has gone around and parked himself in a rather unfortunate position.
Oh, well, Zain Al Sayed's probably happy with that. He's got his sponsor Silvera Automotive on camera. Well,
reckon
maybe
he'll be
so.
happy about that?
He should have some stickers on the back of his car as well, but if Zane doesn't get that car off the track, I think we might be up for another safety car.
And there's only one lap left to run as next time they come past the flag. There it is, Ian Shivers, a little bit close to the tail of Zane Al Sayed, gives him a hit. Zane had the hand in the air very quickly saying, please no one hit me. Another look now from the IJC Plumbing onboard as Ian looks to the inside. Zane gets off the throttle, watch the tail of the car slide a little bit, gives him a nudge and punts him off the racetrack. And can't have been too big a hit, Ray, because Shivo didn't even lose the nose cone.
No, he might have hit on the front suspension, which is pretty strong, but I think we might have a new name for Chivo. Chivo the Bulldozer. If that's, it's not a bad way. Sometimes you have to do that to get past into the lead.
Well, unfortunately, a red flag on display, and that will bring the results back to the previously completed lap, which will see Mark McHenry get another race victory. Back then to Pierce, Porter. Zane Al Sayed will still get fourth, despite being parked on the curbs. Shivers Joel Cuts, what a drive from him, up to 7th place, and Guy Lingard in 8th.
This weekend we got the car running on the pace, and it was Ryan's turn to have a little bit of bad luck, and sort of has put us back into contention for the state championship, so we're very happy with it.
Ended up qualifying 7th and 2nd in this morning's race, and 2nd this afternoon was a complete surprise. So worked hard for it, and just some good racing with the fellas and clean racing, and it all came off well.
We pushed really hard and we got the race win, so just stoked with that. We got the lead from start to finish, which is a great achievement for us, so really happy with the weekend. Fantastic.
So the points now very interesting with Porter 2 clear of Simpson, Shivers and Lingard in 4th. In the 1200s, Abraham has it over everyone.